It all started when Nanahoshi suddenly fell ill with a mysterious condition. Later, Perugius identified it as drain syndrome, a fatal disease that kills those with little or no mana within 10 years. But even Perugius had no idea how to cure it. Desperate to find a solution, Rudeus and his party journeyed to the demon continent in search of Kishirika Kishirisu. Her demon eye of identification was their only hope. But the journey was perilous. They had to face Badigadi's sister, Adolphe, in a deadly duel. They barely survived, saved only by Perugius at the last moment. But that's another story. Eventually, they found a cure and saved Nanahoshi. But just when things seemed to settle, the man god appeared. He simply asked Rudeus to check if there was anything strange in his basement. Rudeus did, and found nothing. Relieved, he moved on. The next day, Aisha mentioned finding dead mice in the kitchen. Rudeus brushed it off. Weeks later, rumors spread about animals infected with a magic stone disease, curable only by a god-tier detoxification spell. A little concerned, Rudeus advised everyone to wash their hands, but it was already too late. Roxy collapsed. Her toes began turning into stone. Rudeus rushed to the Millis continent with Zenoba and Cliff to find the god-tier spell, but when they arrived, they learned the truth. The spell wasn't just a chant, it was a massive scripture, only usable by someone of archbishop rank or higher. With no options left, they stole it. The theft branded them enemies of Millis. They were pursued, ambushed at a teleportation ruin, and barely escaped. But the ruin was destroyed. On the way to another ruin, Cliff died from poison. By the time they returned to the magic city of Sharia, it was too late. Roxy was dead. Ellen Elise vanished with a swollen belly after slapping Rudeus. Sylphie tried everything to comfort him, even seducing him openly, but he refused. He spiraled. He drank constantly. Lilia scolded him at home, so he drank outside. One night, drunk and broken, he slept with a prostitute. When he came home reeking of alcohol and perfume, Sylphie cried for an entire day. Not long after, the king of Asura fell ill. Ariel returned to Asura, taking Sylphie with her. Lilia, furious, ordered Rudeus to go after Sylphie immediately. But Ariel had gone incognito. She was secretly plotting to overthrow her brother. Rudeus searched everywhere, but Ariel had vanished. On his journey, he ran into Eris. But Rudeus wasn't in the mood for apologies. He said something cruel and walked away. She beat him senseless. So now Rudeus had two missions: find Sylphie and avoid getting killed by Eris. As he chased false leads, tricked, and delayed, Ariel feared a coup was forming in the capital. When Rudeus finally reached the capital, he arrived just in time to see Sylphie's head, along with Ariel's and her followers, displayed in the city square. The crowd threw stones, shouting, "Criminals who brought chaos to the kingdom!" Rudeus snapped. He burned the city and its people to ash. After that, Norn left. Lilia took Zenith and Lucy to Millis. Only Aisha stayed. Sometimes, Rudeus crossed paths with Eris. She always beat him up. Occasionally, she said things like, "If you just apologized, maybe she'd forgive you." But Rudeus wasn't thinking straight. He drowned himself in alcohol and women, even tried making a move on Julie. Then, the man god appeared again. Rudeus realized the awful truth. This was all man god's doing. That mouse from the basement. It had carried the magic stone disease from the demon continent. The man god helped him, just for a single moment. Furious, Rudeus swore to kill him. He began searching for a way to reach the man god's realm. But no matter where he went, Eris was always there. He started suspecting she was the man god's apostle. While deep in his obsession, Zenoba and Aisha were burned alive by Millis knights. Rudeus had no one left. He trained obsessively, crafted armor, and grew strong enough to fight even the 7 great powers. He fought Eris again and locked her in a cage, but she escaped by tearing her own skin off. She returned once more during Rudeus's battle with Adolphe, shielding him from a killing blow. Alone and shattered, Rudeus continued his pursuit of vengeance. To reach the man god, he needed the artifacts of 5 dragon generals. One held by Perugius, one missing, and another is currently dead and revive after decades. But Rudeus was now old. His body was failing, his strength fading, his life wasted on regret and alcohol. In a final act of desperation, he created a forbidden spell to teleport to the past. If he couldn't win, he'd at least give the man god the middle finger